Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal, moving closer to that big game on Thursday against Liverpool. In fact, this is a big next couple of games. Liverpool, first leg in the Carabao Cup semi-final, and then after that, the North London derby at the weekend. Huge, huge games. If we can get beyond Liverpool, we get into a final chance to win a trophy this season. The only trophy we can win, remember, after being knocked out of the FA Cup. And of course, the big North London derby. That's almost like a 6-pointer. Lose that game to Tottenham, advantage to Tottenham in that race for the top four. Win that game really puts us in a great position. But Arsenal got lots of problems with, injuries, players at AFCON, squad really short going into that Liverpool game. Ironically, Liverpool now, a lot of talk about them being investigated. I doubt it's not going to happen. But there's been a lot of talk about them being investigated for last week, calling the game off, talking about, the amount of COVID positives they'd had. We all knew it was a bit of a farce at the time, and it's seemingly proving to be that way. But anyway, Arsenal still need to get players in this month. The squad is short at the moment. We saw it the other day against Nottingham Forest. The squad is short, and it only takes a couple of injuries and we're right back to square one. That's what we saw the other day. So who are they going to get? The number one target throughout this January transfer window is Vlahovic. Can this happen this month? To me, it just seems such a big deal to get done. I mean, the fee, we got there 63 million. Some people saying it could be like 58 million, but then there's all the add-ons on top of that. His agents apparently would want a fee of around about 15 million pounds. His wages, apparently his agents would be demanding around 300,000 pounds a week wages, which for me, that's ridiculous. He's still an emerging player. And for me, those sort of wages would be ridiculous, but they know lots of clubs are interested in him. Then you put on top of that the fact that his club, Fiorentina, do not want to let him go. They know he's going to go. They know he's going to go. They know he's one of the hottest prospects in European football. 21 goals last season, nearly 20 again this season so far. But they don't want to let him go until the summer. They want to get into Europe, and he is key for them to do that. Also, it will upset their fans mid-season. That's why it's so difficult to get these deals done in the middle of a season, especially when a player is on fire. But don't rule it out completely. Even when I interviewed Fabrizio Romano the other day, he was saying, listen, money talks. A big offer comes in from Arsenal before the end of the transfer window. It could happen. There's been lots of talk that the budget is there to get the deal done. The Cronkies will sanction the move. So let's see what happens on it. But every day we're talking about Vlahovic. Folarin Balogun, of course, who didn't play the other day in that game. He reportedly had COVID. He's joining Middlesbrough on loan from now until the end of the season. A wise move, in my opinion. This is a kid who needs game time. We've seen him come in a couple of times this season into the first team, and it hasn't really happened for him. He's been blazing it up in the under 23s. He's kind of in that little area in between at the moment. Too good for the under 23s, not quite there for the senior team. So what the best thing to do is send him out on loan and let him get some game time. And I think he's got a very, very good loan move going into Middlesbrough. He'll be playing under Chris Wilder, of course, excuse me, formerly of Sheffield United, who's a very good manager, very demanding manager as well. And I feel that will be a very, very good loan move. Middlesbrough, of course, pushing for promotion to the Premier League. So again, he'll be in tough games and won't be just guaranteed that he goes. I think they got Connolly on loan from Brighton as well. So good move for Balogun. Let's hope he can go out there and really, really make a name for himself and do a Smith Rowe, come back from the Championship, a much better player, and then be part of the first team next season for Arsenal. So good luck for him. But midfield is where Arsenal, for me at the moment, we really need somebody. I mean, we look awful in the midfield in that game the other day against Nottingham Forest. Could they move for Renato Sanches? There's a lot of publications today out there, talking this one up again, saying that, Arsenal are monitoring the situation with Renato Sanches. There's a couple clubs interested in him, AC Milan, Juventus, but nobody's really come in yet and made a solid move for him. Lille, his club, they want money for him. They said he can go in January, but they want a fee, 25 million plus they want in order to let him go this January. Should Arsenal go and do that? As I said, I remember him in the Euros. He was absolutely brilliant. But should Arsenal make a move for him this transfer window? Or will they move for Arthur Melo? Again, I've spoken about him a couple of times. Really, really talented player. When he came over from Brazil, he was one of the most highly rated players over there in South America. It hasn't worked out for him in Europe. Didn't work out at Barcelona. It hasn't worked out at Juventus. But there is a talented player there somewhere. Arsenal could possibly get him on loan. And this is where this is attractive, because if they could get him on loan from now till the end of the season, there's somebody in there who can, fill that gap in midfield where we really have a problem. If he could hit the ground running, it would be brilliant for Arsenal. But again, can he hit the ground running? Coming into a really tough league at a really tough time for Arsenal, games that they just cannot afford to lose. There would be no period of bedding in. You've got to come in straight away and do a job. Is he up for that? That is the thing, because we need somebody who is going to be up for that. Arthur Melo, would that make sense? Or should Arsenal move for this guy? Lots of talk today that Arsenal are interested in Georginio Wijnaldum. For me, this one makes perfect sense if Arsenal could get it done. The only factor that slightly goes against this one is his age. But then, on the other hand, it's perfect, because we need someone of vast experience in that area. He is vastly experienced. He's an international player, one of the Netherlands' most important player. He's a top quality midfielder. We saw that when he was Liverpool. He was brilliant. None of the Liverpool fans wanted him to leave. He's got lots of experience of playing in the Premier League at Newcastle and then at Liverpool over the years. So he knows the Premier League inside out. He wouldn't be like, say, if Arthur's never been to probably certain grounds in this country and played. He's never, this guy, Wijnaldum, he's been to all the grounds, time in, time out, and has performed at them. And PSG, according to the rumors, may be willing to let him go. He wants to play football. He wants to play regular football, and he would be perfect. PSG apparently would be willing to let him go, but they want a fee of around about £15 million. Arsenal want to take him on loan. Of course, they're probably looking at the age factor and saying to themselves, a loan move for him, and then maybe, at the end of the season now, we go after the real target that we're really after. This is where some of the brinkmanship's going to have to come in on it. But for me, I think Arsenal should get this one done. It makes perfect sense. As I said, a guy who could, you could bring him in tomorrow and he could play because he knows the Premier League. He would be perfect. For me, it's a no-brainer. I don't know what you guys think about it. I'd love to hear from you guys today. Georginio Wijnaldum. Of course, he's also been linked with a move to Newcastle, played at Newcastle before. He may look on that and say, well, that's a project that I like. I started sort of my career in the Premier League there, going back there, helping them survive relegation and then helping them to kick on with all the money they've got. That may appeal to him. Or will it appeal to him and him say to himself, well, I come to Arsenal, playing in London, big club, help them to get into the top four. If Arsenal are serious about getting into the top four, for me, this is the caliber of player that they should be looking to bring into the team. So let's see what happens with this one. Let's just see if it's just rumors or if there's any talk behind this one. For me, if there is, it would be perfect. Let's wait and see. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to check out all of our videos this week. We've got some great content coming out this week. Of course, building up to that Liverpool game on Thursday in the Carabao Cup. And then after that, the North London Derby. We're going to have loads of content around that. It comes very quick and fast after that. Of course, the game on Sunday. Two huge games this weekend. Arsenal, get these players in now so that we can compete in these games, because trust me, this is a big week. For me, Arsenal, if we were moving for a Wijnaldum, should be trying to get it tied up this week so that he could play in the North London Derby. That would be me. That would be the perfect scenario. But let's wait and see what happens. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.